Is there any English equivalent to the Portuguese proverb, days of plenty, nothing's eve? Days of plenty, nothing's eves, in Portuguese dias de muito, vésperas de nada, means your days of plenty are eves of days of nothing, i.e. you alternate between splashing out and hardship, usually because you spend excessively when you have money. The saying is used as a comment on, or warning against this. I've looked into this other question, which focus on wasting time or money and regretting it later. I wonder whether there is any saying that more closely conveys the idea of alternating between relative luxury and belt-tightening. While the situations you use days of plenty, nothing's eves to comment on may involve wasting money, it is not necessarily so. Take the following examples. Fill the blank with a suitable saying. They splash out as soon as they get their paycheck, and then they can hardly afford bare necessities for the rest of the month. You know, understand. The city council spent nearly all its culture budget on free concerts in the first 4 months of the year, and now there won't be any more significant events this year. Especially in the second example, the city council and many among the public may think the money was well spent. But others, while agreeing the events were worth the money, would prefer the events more evenly spaced out throughout the year, and use the proverb to criticize the council's policy. You can of course use the saying to criticize waste of money. He inherited quite a lot of money from his parents, but he's frittered it all away, and now he doesn't even have a house of his own.
I'd suggest the wheel of fortune is always in motion and rich today, poor tomorrow. People's fortunes are constantly changing. Somebody who has good luck one year may have bad luck the next, and vice versa. It seemed that nothing could go wrong, but the wheel of fortune is forever in motion, and disaster struck the following day. The proverb was first recorded in 1748 in Papers of Benjamin Franklin, the Facts on Files Dictionary of Proverbs. Fortune is fickle might also fit the bill. Ingram.
1. What goes around comes around from OD. Proverb, the consequences of one's actions will have to be dealt with eventually. A couple more suggestions. 2. Ebb and flow from TFD. You know, their bank balance ebbs and flows, like the tide. You know, that's the type of ebb and flow that event goers have to endure. 3. Or on similar vein, ups and downs from reference.com. Rises and falls of fortune, good and bad times, every business has its ups and downs.
If someone spends money extravagantly without any forethought, only to regret later, I'd say. A fool and his money are soon parted. Something that you say which means that stupid people spend money without thinking about it enough. The Free Dictionary. Usage. The city council spent nearly all its culture budget on free concerts in the first 4 months of the year, and now there won't be any more significant events this year. You know, fools and their money are soon parted. Or, he inherited quite a lot of money from his parents, but he's frittered it all away, and now he doesn't even have a house of his own. You know, a fool and his money are soon parted.
Both boom or slash and bust and either a feast or famine are pretty literal translations of your idiom, with feast slash boom meaning days of plenty and famine slash bust standing for days of nothing. Although boom or bust is mostly used for describing the ups and downs of whole economies and industries, I think it, and especially famine or feast, would work well in your first 2 examples of people or governments quickly blowing through their limited budgets, resulting in them having either too many slash sufficient resources or too little or no resources. Boom and bust. Adjective 1. Characteristic of a period of economic prosperity followed by a depression. Also, boom or bust. Feast or famine. Adjective 1. Characterized by alternating, extremely high and low degrees of prosperity, success, volume of business, etc., artists who lead a feast or famine life. Definitions from dictionary/com and the Free Dictionary, respectively. As for your third example, I'd probably go either with any of the other good answers so far that capture the alternating feel of your proverb, rich today, poor tomorrow / ebb and flow / ups and downs, or with the good one that, although lacking perhaps the alternation, talks of the nearly inevitable consequences of fools having money. My own late entry for your third example, and it might also fit with the first 2, would also be one that doesn't directly capture the notion of alternating fortunes. Burn a hole in / through somebody's pocket. If money is burning a hole in your pocket, you are very eager to spend it. From Cambridge Dictionaries Online. You know, all that money just burned a hole right through his pocket. What a shame.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.